Labor negotiations, also known as collective bargaining, is successfully achieved through a number of different processes. There's no one-size-fits-all approach. Factors such as contract deadlines, personalities of the parties, the amount and types of issues on the table, as well as expectations of the parties, all come into play. Whether a new contract or one up for renegotiation, the Federal Mediation and Conciliation Service, or FMCS, can help parties determine and prepare for the bargaining method that will work best for them. While traditional or positional bargaining may be the most familiar, there are alternative bargaining styles and processes that can produce positive outcomes and build strong professional relationships between contracts. To understand the alternatives, let's look at some unique approaches used in the different bargaining models. Traditional or positional bargaining is found on one end of the spectrum. In this model, parties prepare by asking their constituents what items they want in the contract. They then develop proposals and an overarching negotiation strategy so they can walk away with a win. Once negotiations begin and the parties come to the bargaining table, the negotiation looks much like a tennis match. Each side presents opening statements, arguing their position and why their proposals should be accepted by the other side. Proposals and counter-proposals bounce back and forth with justifications as to why the other side should agree to their counter-proposals. Parties spend much of their time in separate caucuses adjusting proposals and plotting their strategies to win by evaluating their ability to trade one item for another. Conversation is limited between the parties during this model of negotiations. This approach takes more of a team-on-team or us versus them mentality and can occasionally result in a work stoppage, such as a strike by the workforce or a lockout of employees by the employers as a show of force by one party or the other. Interest-based bargaining, or IBB, on the opposite end of the spectrum, takes more of an us versus the issues approach and a collective win-win position. Preparation is completely different from positional bargaining. Instead of asking what their constituents want in the contract, they ask about the dynamics and events happening at work to understand issues and concerns to be brought to the negotiations. The parties then come together at the table and work as a team to understand each other's concerns and jointly develop a list of issues to bargain at the table. Once the issues have been identified, the parties articulate the underlying interests behind each issue. The parties then jointly develop options and engage in dialogue to reach consensus on each issue. This approach can improve relationships when communication is clear and transparent while the parties work together as one team. In between these two models are a number of hybrid approaches known by various names. These alternative models are modifications of the positional or interest-based model depending on where they are on the continuum. Depending on the needs of the parties, one model may work better than the other. For instance, groups who have a looming contract expiration date and want to move through the process more quickly may choose a modified traditional or critical issues bargaining model. Whereas parties interested in developing communication and improved understanding of the issues and have no time pressures may opt for a pure IBB, affinity or issues and interests model. Just as the two ends of the spectrum are radically different in their approaches and methodologies, FMCS serves dramatically different roles in each style of bargaining. In alternative bargaining scenarios, FMCS is strictly a facilitator to the process. Facilitators do not control substantive elements of the negotiations and allow the group complete control over their own outcomes. Their job is much like that of a sports referee, maintaining the process and allowing the teams to play to their own conclusion as long as they follow the rules of play. For traditional bargaining, FMCS serves as mediators who are active throughout the process, putting ideas on the table, making suggestions, presenting options for consideration, and poking holes in proposals. Mediators are also able to have confidential conversations with each side. Regardless of whether serving as a mediator or a facilitator, FMCS always remains a neutral third party. While each bargaining model has its pros and cons, there is no right or wrong, nor is there a better way of coming to agreement. Deciding which process works best for a group is entirely up to the parties and how they wish to achieve their goals. Regardless of the process, FMCS works with parties to find the best bargaining model for that group. A mediator speaks with both parties to assess each side's objectives, the cultural background and developing dynamics of the relationship, along with the parties' constraints. The mediator then educates the parties on various bargaining processes that may best support them reaching a successful agreement. Once parties have agreed upon a bargaining model, FMCS trains the parties jointly on that specific model and tailors the training to their needs. Once training is concluded, FMCS continues to support the parties by mediating or facilitating the process to ensure the parties have a strong foundation as they continue their negotiation in whichever bargaining style they choose.